This is direct objects for 7th grade English. A direct object is a noun, pronoun, or word group that tells who or what receives the action of the verb. There's your key word there, receives the action. So direct objects will always follow action verbs because they show action. A linking verb does not express action, so it cannot have a direct object. A direct object answers the question whom or what after a transitive verb. So I met Dr. Mason. There's my verb. And who did I meet? Dr. Mason. So that's your direct object. Did Bill hit a home run? Your verb there is did hit. It's an action verb. And what receives the action of hit? It's home run, because that's whom or what you hit. You hit a home run. So there's the direct object. Please buy fruit, bread, and milk. Buy is my verb, which is an action verb. Fruit, bread, and milk are all direct objects because they receive the action of the word buy. My uncle repairs engines and sells them. Your two verbs are repairs and sells. Engine is a direct object because it's the noun that receives the action of repairs. And them, although it's a pronoun, it is still the direct object because it receives the action of sells. Again, because a linking verb does not express action, it cannot have a direct object. So Augustus Savage was a sculptor. This is the verb was, but because it's linking, there is no direct object after it. A direct object is also never in a prepositional phrase. So she worked with clay. There's my prepositional phrase. That is not the direct object. But in the next example, she worked the clay with her hands. With her hands is a prepositional phrase, but it's not what she worked. It says she worked the clay. The clay is my direct object because it's the noun that receives the action of worked. And finally, a direct object may be a compound of two or more objects. So we bought, that's my verb, bought is an action verb, ribbon, wrapping paper, and tape. And all three of these are considered direct objects because they receive the action of the word bought. So steps to finding the direct object. First, find the verb. Tell if it's action or linking. Again, action verbs have direct objects. Linking verbs do not. Step 2, find the noun or pronoun that receives the action of the verb. This will never be in a prepositional phrase. So it's a noun or pronoun, and it will not be in a prepositional phrase. Here are a few examples. In 1793, Eli Whitney invented a machine for cotton farmers. Your verb there is invented. You look at the verb, you know it's action. So Eli Whitney invented what? A machine. That's my direct object. Number 2, his machine was the cotton gin. Was is my verb, but it's a linking verb, so there's no direct object. The machine separates seeds and small sticks from the cotton fibers. Separates is my verb. What does it separate? Two things, seeds and sticks. So both of these words are direct objects because they receive the action of the word separate. Number 4, it combs the fibers with tiny fine-tooth rakes. Combs is my verb. It's an action verb. What does it comb? The fibers. So that's my direct object. And finally, Whitney's invention was important to the economy of the South. Was is my verb, but it is a linking verb, so there are no direct objects in that sentence. So that's direct objects for 7th grade English.